O, wag net, ek gaan gou goeienaand. Jy moet gou my lig aansit man. I just want to put on my light because I forget now to put the light on. And just a moment, just a moment. Okay, that is it. Okay. Good evening, friends. Good evening. Uh, I know it's a long time now. And I was last on the air, but now I think it's better for me now to collaborate with you because there's a lot of things happen in these days. And I knew there's a lot of people Afrikaans and a lot of English people. So, most of the time I mix my videos with Afrikaans, a little bit Afrikaans and a little bit English. And we know that now the time when there's war in the east, and we are here in the south, the southern Africa, and or in the Western world. We are some of them, us is in the Western world, and we all just saw what happened there, but we can do nothing, people. I'm so sorry for the people, all the killings and all that stuff, but we can do nothing. All we can do is just look, just watch on the TV, and they will give us, they give the inputs, they give us news about what happened there. There's a visual material like what you see on TV and so on. So and now there's other thing also that is other thing we call it AI. AI, artificial intelligence, and they give us a little bit of also news, and they change. They change and mix the the videos. They mix the videos and the people, and what we can see there. A lot of us believe in that. The others say no, that is not the truth. So people, we can do nothing about it. We can just give a comment and so on. But I think the best for me is not to mix, to change, or to uh, yeah. I think for me the best to stay out of it because I cannot take part in what happened there because there's also consequences. There's a reason why people are doing that. So I cannot. I'm sorry, friends. I'm sorry. I can say nothing about it because I will not make myself a target. For what I did. I said at the end of the time, I am in big trouble, so I want to distance myself from them. So okay, but you are in the fight. You know what happened there. Not all of you, and I'm sorry for the loss of your lives. Of your, but sorry, I'm sorry for the loved ones. For your loved ones who lost their lives. So I'm also sorry for the people who stay in that country now and they cannot come out because most of the airlines are not pushing out because they're afraid they can shoot down. And so they choose to stay on the ground there, and that is so sorry, friends. And uh, I will come back with another video, because today there was something we call it here in, and they call us colored people in South Africa. And Afrikaans, they say it, the name stands for clearly colored people. And we are not happy with, we are not happy with the name clearly. But most of us, over the years, most of us uh, grew up with the name clearly, and a lot of us are happy. So you cannot tell him, you know the clearly. You are a descendant of a Khoisan, and they don't want to know even that. They don't want to know that what descendant of of a Khoisan because they don't want to be a Khoisan. And that is what I am telling you now. And Yeah. So they decided not to. They were they are very happy with the name clear line, And clear line is not a good name, for us. Because when I grew up in the 19, good day, my friend. When I grew up in the 1962, so I'm born 1962, and the people, they call us from that time, they call us Cleveland. So there was no problem, So nobody was unhappy about this name because this is Cleveland. They call us even the cops of Cleveland. And we are happy with it. But you know, after that, uh, we understand we are not Catholic Cleveland, we are descendant of the Khoisan. Now, the Khoisan was the first nation of this country, the first nation. So, and but when we grew up, they call us Catholic Cleveland or Cleveland, and there was nothing wrong with it. So, I just want to show you the late Catholic Cleveland on this, because other people they can see it, but they cannot, uh, yeah, they don't understand it. So that is the name, it is the name. They call us Caps Cleveland. Caps stand for Cape, Cape, and Cleveland stand for colored. That is it. And so a lot of us are very happy with that name Caps Cleveland. And I wrote it through there. Oh, yeah, I wrote it through there. What means Caps Cleveland? Uh, yeah, and I wrote it down for you. And my pen is stuck a little bit. Okay, and that is the meaning of that. You know, it stands for the Cape Colored. Oh yeah, Cape Colored. Okay. Uh, okay. They stand with us. They spell it colored with a COULORD, or like this, Cape Colored. And that is what we are for Malin was over the years, And now, the time people go inside in the history books and they find out now, man, we are descendants of the Cape Colored, descendants. So now we are the indigenous people, the colored people are the indigenous people of this land, like the Maoris, the indigenous people of New Zealand, the other Aboriginals in Australia, and the Indians in America. So you can call it so, But that is where our history began. And there's a lot of people in our country, yeah, so they don't understand the history. They do not understand the history, and they are very happy with that names. They're very happy. There's yeah, nobody complains. And what I told people, most of us go in. They stay in places, like high rich places, and then You leave? No, no, no. I'm with this lady. I'm very happy with this lady. So that is it. And they don't worry because every night there's food on the table. Every day there's food on the table. But there's a lot of people here. The people, the hungry people, no, there's nothing, so we call it, they look on the skik berg toe. We look to the mountain, and when you look to the mountain, it means there's nothing on the table tonight. So that is it. But fine people, we live here. The life must go on, and I'm happy because there's a lot of other things I'm also busy with, and you must work it out. Something you must work something out, so that other people can follow you. You can follow footsteps. There's a lot of people they don't believe in, even they don't believe in the high power, the most high. They, they believe in other, you know, cultures and uh, some other gospels, and they don't believe in other powers. Some people believe in statues. Some people believe in like us, our Most High, and then when I was a young boy, there was no such shows like a Rastafarian in South Africa. There was a Rastafarian in Jamaica. There was it. And as that video of Bob Marley say, stolen from Africa, brought to America, fighting for survival, fighting for survival. That is what happened over the years. And thereafter, there's a lot of people in our country, mostly colored people, mostly colored. That's it. I don't like this name, but okay, like that is what stand on my ID book. Okay, but okay, they change it now after years, and they put that thing on uh, South African citizen. And it is all the people's IDs now state that you are the citizen of South Africa. Yeah, except that other people from other countries will also come now in and stay here. And there's a fight also because that people believe that is their country. They know their country. Sorry, doesn't matter. I think I will come a little bit of water. That is my I drink this every day, such with water. I'm a little bit thirsty now. You know, and now that people they came from places in states, country here in Africa, and they believe, or they believe that they have proper rights in this country. It's not true. That is not true. They do not have. We cannot go to Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Pakistan, Bangladesh. You can call it what you want, and we cannot go there and demand for territory and for status. We cannot demand it because when we move there to that country, they will kill us. Yeah, the people will kill us because you are from Africa and now you came here and you demand rights. No, so. And but the problem is our government. Let it be. That is our government. Let it be, and that is what makes it so difficult for us. In that country, we struggle here with rights, indigenous rights. We struggle every time. We go to the courts. High courts and courts, and we struggle there for that. You know, and the black people. Judges, the people uncharged. Even, look at the ministry. In the ministry, there are the Minister of Defense and veterans. And our veterans struggle from 2011, 2011, I think 2011, for our, uh, benefits, but nothing comes. There's a few of us who have benefits, a few. I'm not sure if it's a few thousand, maybe a few thousand have benefits. But the others still waiting and they're waiting and they're waiting. And it's now 15 years or whatever, or more than or less than years, people still waiting for the benefits. And every day you can see on the groups, there's a lot of groups here. Facebook, TikTok, and also YouTube. And a lot of people they die. And the people, the their loved ones did not have a cent, not a penny. And that is what we must fight for. But there's a lot of friends of ours who let it go, say, okay, it's fine, and don't worry about it because we come a long way, we come a long way with the thing, and the people do not worry about us, so right, let it go, and don't worry about it. And then the people die, and there's nothing for the families. There's a lot of people of our soldiers, except Mississippi, SACC soldiers, SACC soldiers, and we was a long time ago. We was the best soldier, food soldiers in that government, and that when the government take over, when they take over, we say we are or was yeah we were the enemies, and that's not true. Because we all fight for freedom in our country and protection. We fight for protection of the country, to protect our country. And they say now we are the enemies. And that's not true. Because that time they were in exile. We were people who fight on the borders. And we fight for freedom, not freedom, to protect our people from the same people who are now in the government, because that time they uh, were in the struggle that time. mm, They killed a lot of South Africans. They killed because they say they were pimpers, and the people who was with the government, they say that people was pimpers and they killed the people. And we were there to protect them, and even at the border. At that time, Canada, Cuba was helping the for Russia. And Russia sent the Cuban soldiers to Angola and they was there to fight. So that is the time I was in the force too, and so we struggle. And that is the name of our corps. They see them SACC Battalion BN stand for battalion, but that is SAC, so South African. That time they call it South African Colored Corps, SAC. They call it that time South African Colored, and that stands for Afrikaans, Suid-Afrikaanse Kriegeling Corps. And later on they changed it to SAI, SI, to change it to SAI. And that stands for South African Infantry Corps. See, that name is the name behind SAI, that stands for South African Infantry Corps. So then they leave, or you can say they remove South African CC, South African Colored Corps, and they make it South African side companies, side units. So people like come along with it. But that time we decided, and a lot of from our friends came together. It has nothing to do now with the army and the benefits. And we uh, established our own groups like the Koi, the Koi That is descendants. They establish it for, yeah, it, it is, yeah, I show you. And if you see there on that page, you can see number three. Number three, that is a koi. Khoi. Koi. That is the first nation of the country. But now the black people also say, yeah, they are also Khoi people, and that is why they try to undermine us. The nation of the first nation of this country try to undermine us, and they say, no, we are mixed. But all the people in this country are mixed. There's a lot of people over the world who are mixed because there's a DNA in all of them from different groups. That is it. So people, that is it. We are all mixed, and but we are descendants from the Khoisan, and they must understand it. How they say we are the colored and the white people uh, you can say born from the same time, minus plus minus the same time, where the colored people did come to life, and the white people also. But the white people came from the Dutch, from the Dutch there in Holland and France, and and the colored people are also from that. But the other that our DNA said they showed us we came from the Khoisan. They found Atsumatu and call it Erika Strandloper and Kratua. Yeah, her name was Kratua from the tribe she was at the time. And they rename her like to Eve, and Eve means first, yeah, first. So she was the first, also the first, uh, can I say colored of indigenous, maybe I can say indigenous tribes of people who married with a white person. And that person's name she when married was Peter van Nierhoff. And he was a descendant, yeah, he was from Denmark. He was from Denmark. So he came here, and he was married there. And there was a mixed couple. Before that, there was no mixed couples. Any who married, yeah. So it was, yeah. So she was the first married mixed couple in that time. I think there was in the 1600s, yeah. In the 1600s, they come here and after she married that guy, Peter, I think they got two or three children. I must remember how many. They got two or three children, and she worked that time in the house of Jan van Riebeeck. The governor that time was sent from Holland to the Cape, and he started building the fort. The fort, and in that fort, there was a place where the soldiers stayed that time in that fort. And after a time, yeah, after they sent them to for Kertua to Robben Island with her husband, and then he go to an expedition, and I heard some people say, or the book says, they murder him. Yeah, they murder Peter, and she stay there on the island, and in Robben Island, and she begin to drink, yeah, a lot. She begin to drink a lot, and they sent, yeah, and after a few years later she died on the island. So that they say they took her children and sent the children to Madagascar. They say so. And that is the end of that story then. Nobody asked questions about their children and of that surname Van Nierop. Nobody. And I didn't have anything now, even now also, that surname so well. And then after, I think, yeah, before that, I think she was still living. And then so Jamba, we go back to Holland and there come another governor and he governed. And that is where the changes come in this country. And in that time, the Khoisan people was killed and the people, uh, they, they go deep in the South Africa because they are afraid also to die and others stay here was take to them and they must work in their houses. So they were the owners of this country, and now since they people were the owners must come and work for foreigners. And a lot of them was they hit them near the teeth in front, they hit it out because uh, the people when they speak, they talk. I cannot understand the language, but it's what so also in that and they hit them and they broke the teeth in front, so then they cannot because there's nothing for the tongue to stick, and that is why the people. And later on, they call them bushmen. Now the bushmen was the people who stay in the bushes, and they go with a okay, we call it now because a pijlenboer. I think I will show you. I will show you. Uh, what is a pijlenboer? Okay, but something like that. Okay, no, not that, not that. And it was something like this, you see. And there was a that is a page that I showed. It's what the English name is, but I can write it down so that you can understand what. And maybe I will give you sketches on another thing. Uh, it look like see there. That was the pail. That one there. That one there is the pail, and that one there is the boer. You know, and they use that. And then also a thing they call the spice. And that was used in the in the wars also in the wars. Mm. And that look was looking like this. That here by my hand, my finger and finger looking like that. And the point there in the top, it was sharp. They were sharp there. And when they throw you or they fight with you, and they stick to that sharp point in your body, and then the people die. It was the that was uh, the guns of the time. In 19, there was a war. Before Java they came to the Cape Town, because there was a war also in the country, and that war was in 1510. Yeah. 1510 was the war, and the Khoi people uh, fought with the Dutchman, and I think that was the people of Vasco da Gama. Yeah, called Vasco da Gama or Bartolomeus Diaz. Yeah, that time. And the people and the people won. The Khoi people won that war, and after that, the other People come with more people, with more soldiers, and they overpower the Khoisan. And that was the time the war was on 1510. I think that was the first war that time uh, happened in South Africa. That time, the name of South Africa was not South Africa. That time it was Table Bay. Yeah, it was Table Bay, and that time it was only bushes and sea and so on. And the people stay here in the country, and that was that Table Bay. There, that was the place, the name of the place. Before, uh, before that was South Africa. And that other thing was the name was Cape of Group. It was the first name, Cape of Group. In that time, there was no developing in South Africa. It was also bushes. In that time, the other later on, the other people came from the north. The black tribe. They came from the north, and they make their states. Yeah, there was small states. They make their states. We call it the crown. We call it the crown, and in the crown was a lot of huts. Inside, and that people stay in that crowd. From that was made from wood. Made from wood, and the people came in and they stayed there, and there was something like that I will show you now on my sketchbook. So play where there's an opening, and the other, say that was the opening, and then they make wood all around it. So they make stick, small huts. So and the huts look like this. See, there was a cupboard, and there was a place where they came inside. Maybe that was where the pair I show you now. There was inside. Some people, some places got more inside or outside. You know, but there was guards also, because there was the army at the time. And they came to the Khoisan and they asked in the kitchen, so there was a place where they came in and go out. That was. So that is a friend. That is a short briefing of our people and how it was changed like now today. And that is what going on and even in all the other places around the world. And people stay there and they are happy with the way some people can and they rule them, and they overpower them, and the people are hungry, so they must stay there, and other people rule and make uh, their rules. They make rules, and the other people must obey. So the people who stayed there must obey what the people who came inside. The outsiders, they take over, and after that, they slaughter the people with their own rules. And the people are so afraid, and and they can do nothing. Also, they abide it, they abide the rules, and that other people look and they make money and they pay a lot of money. The same in our country, the same way. And the richest go richer, and the poorer got poorer. And the government people are rich. They pay millions every year, millions and millions of rand every year, and our people suffer here. And after they retire, uh, not long after you retire, the people die, or the people got nothing, because they tax our people a lot also. That is a problem in people. It's a problem. Plus, there's a lot of people who don't want to talk about that because they are afraid. But That is the thing of the day. That is what happened in our countries. That is the thing. And it's the same because the people was in the top who rule the country. They got cars, the best cars. When they retire, they got money, and they got cards, petrol cards, or you call it there in other countries, you call it, okay, but they can go to the garage and they can give the card and they fill the tank, you know. And our people, yeah, it got wrong. It is hard. It's hard. Yeah, yeah. And the rich people, tonight they throw, or tomorrow they throw the yesterday's food, they throw it in the bins, and it is over. While people stay here, hungry, starving from hunger, and they cannot. And they die. After time, they die. But the other people, they left. The children are in the best schools. They're in the best schools, and there's nothing wrong in their eyes. And when it's time for voting, they sit on top of that, on the highest chair, and the other people come here and they show you things and they told you uh, things will happen, and and after the vote is finished, they they vanish, and they vanish, and that is it. And now people kept starving, and now I can see on the comments, and so of that war was going on now. There's a lot of people they like America. There's a lot of people they like Iran. There's a lot of people who hate America. There's a lot of people who hate Iran. But as I told you, I can say nothing because I don't know what I'm saying. No, I don't know because I do not know any one of your circumstances. I do not know that. So that is why I keep myself out. That is it. And so, but I'm very ashamed for what happened in countries. And it is always, what I told people, you must pray for each other. That is the important thing. You must pray for each other, for things to go better. Because tomorrow, or whatever, we are going to die and our children suffer. So if we not make things right now, then our loved ones will suffer one day, the time where we are not here anymore. And that is why are we are the colored people who don't like the name colored. We decided to call ourselves Khoi people, or indigenous people. We come together and we make uh, ourselves stay and live the way our ancestors lived. And that is how our power is. So the people who are here or ruling the country, okay, that is it. But I hope they come one day. There comes something in their minds, and they can see what they do to other people. People who are born there, who are descendants of the first nation of any country, and keep them right. Respect them and treat them right. That is the main point. Because you are in our country we call it white. White people, black people, colored people, Asian people. That is all the name they call us. And the white people believe they are on top. They are the bosses. They believe they are the bosses. And after 1994, it's a long time ago, it's long years ago, and some of them still believe they are on top. You know, but time changes and people change. And the youngsters of now, the youngsters, they some of them respect. You know, they can see and they also know the history. You know, and when they call a black person the K word, you know, I have it in my books. I will not tell it now, but when you know, call them the K word, they go to the police station and they lay a case because they say you are a racist. But they can anytime tell you something and that is not racist. But okay, friend, that is from something from other way, other time. But I thank you for the people who like my comments and comment and you listen to what I told. And you must subscribe, people. Man. You must subscribe and because you must give your comments also. And you can take it from there because that is it. But friends, it is now 10:29 past 10, or like I say, it's 10 is 10:29 p.m. Yeah. So I will stop now, and the video I was talking to you was already 41 minutes, almost 52 minutes, uh, 42 minutes. Yeah. So I will stop now, and I will come back to that. I will come back to you. And I will make another video of other videos and tell you more about our loving style and anything else. So if there's something you want to know, sorry, you are welcome to tell me about it and we, we can take it from there. So a happy Sunday night to you all and I see you on my next video. God bless and bye bye.